Hey, what's up guys, this is Johan, and on this video I'm going to give you guys an update of what's been going on with my 75 gallon tank, or at least all my tanks right now, and I am going to be breaking down the 75 gallon. Alright guys, so if you guys have been following me on Instagram and seen the few live streams that I've done last week and the past 2 weeks, you guys would have known that I lost a large amount of fish, and I thought I was done losing fish, but I am down to 8 fish that has died, and I have one more that is on the way out. It's a rabbit fish. So let's get into what the problem may be. So as far as the water parameters, all those check out fine. As far as parasites, there are no visual signs of any parasite that I have dealt with. For example, velvet and ick. I've dealt with those two parasites before, but there are no visual signs that indicate it's ick. There are no spots on the fish. When a fish dies, its skin is perfectly fine. There's no loss of any slime coat, anything like that. You may see 1 or 2 bruises on the fish, and that's from the way the fish react to when they are about on the way out. They basically act like they're getting a seizure, and then they dart throughout the tank. And in doing the darting, they end up ramming their head into the glass or into a rock. And then most of the time they start digging into the sand and the substrate or in between the rocks, trying to alleviate whatever is freaking them out. So some of the suggestions I had was, is it any stray voltage? And I thought I was testing right, but I apparently wasn't doing it right, or I was doing it right, but I was missing a step that I wasn't paying attention to. And then it could be any parasite. There's a new disease I found out whilst I was doing my research. It's called whirling disease, and it has the same effect where the fish just basically spin around in circles. So far there's no known cure for it, but it mainly affects freshwater fish and fish in aquaculture and freshwater. And so last week I had a live stream with Dave's Nano Tanks, and so I think he's an electrician, and he was telling me, check your voltage again because you may be doing something wrong. So I was like, sure, I mean, I've done everything, so why not? So he told me, take the live outlet on your electric meter or your multimeter, stick it in the tank, and then take your ground plug and stick it into the neutral plug and stick it into the ground probe, into any ground outlet. So I did that, and I came back at about 13 volts, and at the time I didn't know that 13 volts was acceptable for a reef tank. So based on what I've read and what I was told by the other guys that was on the live stream, that 0 to 20 volts is acceptable, and that's just different pumps that relieve their voltage as they roll up and spin through your tank. And that is 8 AC volts. So at the time I did not know that 13 volts was good or was acceptable, so I freaked out and started unplugging everything. In doing so, I unplugged, I think, my ground probe, or one of the plugs that was grounded. When I unplugged it, I looked up at the multimeter, and it shot up to about 100 volts. So in that instant, I thought I found the issue. So there was a little bit of me freaking out, panicking, and just unplugging everything. And I went over and told Dave that, hey, I'm at 100, and Dev from Reef Dudes was there as well, and he was like, yeah, that shit should be at 0. So in different testing, took out a few things, and then we came to the conclusion that one of the battery backups I was using, which is I think 10 or 7 years old, in that range, may be causing the problem. So I decided to take that off, and the guys told me just run the bare minimum as far as some couple power heads and then your return pump. And I have been doing just that, and based on the test that I ran, the multimeter, just to see the electricity, the test came back at about 5 volts in the main display and about 20-ish in the nano. So I've been running it for an entire week with no loss of fish. And then today, Saturday, the 14th, or is it the 15th? I think it's the 14th. Oh, sorry, Sunday the 15th. I'm a little bit stressed out, so I'm a day behind in my mind, but it's actually Sunday the 15th, which I'm shooting this video right now. That I came home and my rabbit fish is acting crazy and acting the same way, and I'm testing for voltage again, nothing. I actually also put the ground probe in to make sure I ground the entire both systems, and I put 2 DIY ground probes on one here, and then the main ground probe on here, because this system has fish, this one does not anymore. And I test the system again, same 5 volts in this system even without grounding probe, and about 21.5 or so in the nano display. And when I put the grounding probe, it disappears back to 0. So I know that there's no stray voltage, and I haven't gotten a proper chance to do what I wanted to. I wanted to remove all the fish and put them in quarantine. Some of the guys that was on my live stream, K-Town, man, all the guys that was on there, Dave, I can't think straight, so I can't think of everybody that was on there. But we wanted to, based on what you guys told me, to put the fish in quarantine, and I wanted to do that, but this entire week I could not, because they changed my schedule from a 5-day work week and to a 6-day work week. So I only basically had 1 day off, and I couldn't do what I needed to. So I was like, I'm gonna leave the system. It might just be that electrical issue, and then for an entire week nothing happened, and then all of a sudden I came home and the rabbit fish is acting crazy. So right now my plans are to just break down the 75-gallon, bleach the entire system. I'm not sure what it is, because at this point, based on my tests, I don't see any voltage. The system is okay. I don't see any visual signs of a fish getting attacked by velvet, and that's the only thing I could think of that kills fish rapidly. Like 2 weeks ago, I lost 6 fish in a matter of 3 days, and that's just crazy. At least for me, I feel like that's crazy, because I go through an extensive quarantine of my fish. Even my coral, I quarantine them for a month, and I only buy 1 frag every 2 months. There was 1 frag I did buy, and it's in my nano system. I was thinking that maybe I brought something in, because I only quarantined it for 2 weeks. So it's possible that there is something on that frag that I brought in that I have never seen before, or I can't find any research for. I still feel like there are parasites out there that we don't know about. For example, that whirling disease I suggested, or I found out about, I had no idea about that. It came up because of how strange my fish were acting. Just the fact that fish I could find one day, and then the next day they're darting all around the fish tank, and then hitting the head and stuff, and then dart into the substrate, swimming upside down, spinning around like they got whirling disease. And then within a matter of 6 hours of that initial freak out that the fish do, they pass away. The only fish that went through that and lasted 3-4 days was my blue hippo tank, and that fish, I mean, it's an extremely strong fish. I have done some extremely stupid things as I progress and become experienced in the hobby, and that fish has survived all that. And for that fish to die for something so random that I still don't know what it is, it really hurts me. And as of now, I am under a lot of stress from work. Different things that's going on at work. I mean, my wife is always good, or she's always supportive of what I'm doing, so there's no stress there. But it's just day in, day out stress at work, I come home, and one of the first things that usually calms me down or relaxes me, as soon as I walk through my front door, first thing I see on the right side on the tank is all my fish. They're just happy to see me, they're happy to get fed, swim around. And now I come home and I walk through the door and they're all scared. I don't know if I don't know if they're scared of me, but even if I can feed them, they hide first and then poke a head out and see, oh, he's feeding us, and come out and eat. I only get that reaction from a brand new fish. So to see that from fish that I've had from a year to 4 years, it's really disheartening to me. So what I'm going to do is piss them off some more. Unfortunately, I am going to break down this entire system. In the back of my head, I kind of want to leave the hobby as far as like keeping fish, because I don't want to take care of an animal if I can't provide the best living conditions. I feel like if you're gonna be in this hobby, taking care of any animal, even if you're getting a cat or dog, you might as well do your best to keep them in the best possible living conditions. And right now, I don't feel like I'm doing a good job, but I still love my fish, so I can't bring myself to getting rid of them. So I'm just gonna take them out, put them in quarantine, and then that way I could at least do something. And then this system, I'm gonna basically bleach the whole system and start from scratch. The nano system, on the other hand, is gonna stay up because this was a challenge, and it was a challenge for me, not just for keeping fish, but mainly for keeping coral. So since the coral are doing fine, I'm going to keep it running. Not getting out of that. I think it's 7 months so far, 7 months. So far it's been running good, and I'm happy at least I can provide a good living condition for coral. So what I may do is frag all the coral in the main display, and that's just euphyllias and a couple mushrooms. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put the mushrooms in here, but the euphyllias I can always put at the bottom, and that way I can at least have the system full. And then what that will force me to do is not buy any more coral, because this entire system is basically fully stocked for coral. And then the fish, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I won't be buying any fish anytime soon, I can guarantee you that. The next couple of updates that need to go forward, I'm supposed to put out a video for Nemo's aquarium, but that's on hold. I basically put that a little bit on back burner because of what's been going on with this entire system. So I still have a second part to shoot at the store because of that ban we're having. They don't have the fully stock that they want. So if we're gonna do a video, we might as well do a video when their store is at the best. And then for one of my subscribers, you really wanted to see a video as far as how to deal with fish aggression. I put that on hold. That was supposed to be last week's video, but the fish started dying, so I put that on hold. And I think I'm still gonna do it, but it's just hard to do it when I can't show a proper example. For example, what I wanted to do was I built a extremely large a cage, so I could keep the queen angel I just got, and so you guys could see how the queen angel and the emperor angel interact with each other, and how that aggression is dealt with in a acclimation box, and that's the right word. So I wanted to do that and show proper examples. I can do it, but I could still do the how to deal with fish aggression, but it wouldn't be done properly without showing proper examples. So if I'm going to do that video, I want to make sure I do it the right way. So one of the good things about me taking the fish out in quarantine is going to also help me deal with the fish aggression. So once I get the system back, then I could do that video properly. I could actually take the fish, and it's going to be one of the ways to deal with fish aggression is to take the most aggressive fish out of the system, and put the new fish in the system, and then introduce the aggressive fish later on. So that's one way. But yeah, so guys, I've just been a little bit crazy, stressed out, work, and then stressed out from the tank and all that. So hopefully the rest of the fish pull through. I doubt the rabbit fish is gonna pull through at all. Just now, I think I posted a little bit on Instagram where it just started darting. My wife was like, "What the heck is going on?" You know. So, but yeah. So, anyways, guys, if you have any comments or anything, comment down below. All you guys has been showing me support. Thank you. Budget refund. I'm not getting out of the hobby. I am still in. I'm not throwing in the towel. I just felt like it. But it's just I just need to reset the system. And in resetting the system, I think I'm gonna drill this tank and then at least put it in a way where I feel like it is. I feel like it is suitable for keeping my fish that are with me right now, and any future fish that I'm gonna keep, which is very minimal for a 75-gallon tank, that I could keep them alive, because I'm not in this hobby to kill fish, especially with all the bans that's been going on. I hope nobody takes my video to use it and see, hey, see, these guys can keep fish alive, that's why we need to ban them from collecting fish. So and that's another thing I've been thinking too. Sometimes I post a video online and about a dead fish, and I'm scared that the wrong people see it. Even on Instagram, I'm scared that the wrong people sees it, and then they use that against us in the hobby, that we're not doing the right job to take care of our fish or take care of the saltwater, the corals and stuff. Because I remember I saw one in Hawaii right when they were trying to ban. They said that we collect a lot of yellow tangs with nets, and they showed a bunch of dead yellow tangs in nets on the shore. And if I'm not mistaken, we don't use nets to catch fish, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, guys, I just had a ramble, get a few things off my chest, and then at least give you guys an update, let you guys know what's going on. So I'm already started. I have a 55-gallon tub I got from Home Depot, one of those big, huge ones. That's filling up right now with our water. It's about 75% filled. I gotta make some salt, and then do hyposalinity, and then possibly copper. Because of the oddity of how the fish are acting, even after I found that there's no stray voltage going on, you know. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, hit that dislike button, whichever one. Share the video. If you made it this far, share the video, and then maybe somebody out there, a scientist or a marine biologist or somebody who studies fish, could have some proper insight on what's going on. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one.